Christmas Down Under with Hudson Halls.
Hello, welcome to our house. I'm so glad you've come and joined us for Christmas out here in New Zealand.
Listen, why don't you come through into the garden with us and we'll tell you exactly what we're going to cook for you on this show. So come on, follow us. Puppies, where are you?
Boys, we're going outside. Oh, come on, we've got visitors. Come on, we've got visitors.
As you probably know, a lot of the people who live in New Zealand, or the majority, have their heritage from Britain. So we usually have a Christmas that is somewhat similar. We have the traditional things, but we make it slightly lighter in New Zealand for the simple reason that it's usually warmer at that time of year. So we're going to cook for you today traditional roast turkey, but in a very special way, a lovely glazed ham, but then we're doing a light pumpkin salad and also a jewelled rice salad.
So, let us get into the kitchen now and get on, otherwise we'll never be ready in time. Come on, we'll go into the kitchen. Right, now we're going to attack the turkey first. I want to show you how we prepared one. We've already got one in the oven. Well, this is a beautiful, fresh turkey, as you can see here. I've taken out all the innards, that's the gizzards as they refer to, their hearts and liver and so forth. And David's going to use those after to prepare a sauce that's going with this turkey at the finish. So what we're firstly going to do is stuff this... Oh, would you excuse me? Merry Christmas.
Yes.
Oh,
Just
goodness,
silence, but
lovely.
delicious.
As I was saying, the stuffing for this is very simple. Just cut up an orange, roughly like this, leaving the skin on. Put this inside the cavity. And as I say, you don't want these ingredients at all. This is just the principle behind it, is to keep this turkey lovely and moist, because a lot of turkeys, people tend to cook them and overstuff them, and they get very dry. And a small onion, and you don't have to peel the onion, it's not important at all, because again, as I say, you're throwing this all away. It is absolutely useless. And you also make very sure that you do not add blood from fingers into it. So all you do is just cram it in there simply, just like that. Oh, could I have the butter, please?
Right.
I just got David to melt me 125 grams of butter, and I'm just going to, thank you very much, which I'm just going to paint over this turkey. Now, you paint this turkey extremely well with this butter. Get it all over the wings and into the crevices there. Oh, you're lucky. I can't work and do that as well. Get this all done, as I say, into the crevices, over the wings, down the legs and the creases of the legs. This looks gorgeous already, doesn't it? Wait till I show you the one I got inside. So that's it, 125 grams of butter, and David's going to use the balance of this butter to make a basting sauce that we're going to put over the turkey. It's all right, birdies, we'll be there in a minute. It's not a squeaky door, it's our bird chirping away. A little salt over the top of that, and a little milled pepper.
Run your herbs for that at all?
Yes, I've got the herbs right here, thank you, David. Mr. David, as Mr. Basil would refer to you. I'm just using about a teaspoon, or just sprinkle on like this, some mixed herbs. Now, these are just mixed herbs, there's no specific ones for this at all. Finally to that, we're putting over the turkey itself, we're using lovely long strips here of lean bacon, or fatty bacon, I should say, not lean bacon. And I'm covering the bird well with this. It's going to take about 8 or 9 strips of bacon. And that's so that when it cooks, the bacon fats actually go over the bird and they're basting it from the outside. So the turkey's being steamed from within and basted from the outside.
While you're actually putting the bacon over, shall I show them what the sauce consists of?
What a good idea, David.
Right. Now we've got here the butter that Peter said, the residue of the butter, and we add to that, say, 2 chopped cloves of garlic. Go into there, and then we need for that also to stop diddling. We need a couple of oranges, or the juice from a couple of oranges, which I'm just going to juice here, like this, and just juice these, and this goes into this basting sauce, and that's why Peter put the oranges in the middle too, because you're getting a lovely orange flavour, and we add orange later on, but in a different form, you know us, to the sauce that we're going to do. So that's the juice of a couple of oranges. Oh, it goes in there like that. Just pour it in. And then we add to that also too, we add 1 cup of chicken stock, And just pours in as well. And also, that's all. Oh, and 1 cup of dry white wine.
Very, very important. Very important.
Now, if that butter does coagulate during the time, just pop it in the microwave for a little while and just make sure that butter goes nice and juicy. But that's all you actually do, and you use all that during the cooking time of the turkey, which is quite a bit. There's about 2.5 cups of it there.
Now that's how I've dressed the turkey there. Covered that, as you can see there, well with fatty type ham. That's, as I say, putting the juices through it. And that's also, too, don't forget you'll be able to eat this bacon because it goes beautifully crispy. Would you like to just dispose of the void for me?
The void?
And I shall bring it out of Lost Oven. Ugh! Oh, age is a terrible thing. My turkey. Now that's what you are aiming at. And I don't care if I smile and pat myself on the back either. But it's a very simple way of cooking it. And with that basting sauce that David made, what you do is keep putting that over until you've used all the jug. This turkey's taken about 4 hours to do, and you just keep doing it until you've used the jug. Then you start taking up the juices themselves and pouring that over, and the juices also.
Because I've got to make the gravy.
I know that become. I've got all the weightlifting to do here, and you just get the bird up like this, gritting your teeth and praying I don't drop it.
And
down. Yes, I'm
otherwise
going
it would
to.
slip.
Excuse me. Now I'm just going to put this aside, covered with some tin foil, and let it stand. You leave roasted meat to stand for 12 to 15 minutes to let it settle down, then it's much easier to carve.
Right. Now what I want to do now is to do the sauce itself. So I'll just put on the gas.
Hot in here.
I know. Can't out the windows. Just put the gases on in the front. Have I got them both going? No, I haven't. I know why, because if I covered it would be easy, wouldn't it? Okay, go now. 1. That's the boy.
Going to be much longer, are you?
Yes, I will, Pete. I'll be a while, actually,
It's
because...
all right, if you'd wait outside, we'll let you in later.
What's happened to the gas?
I haven't the faintest idea if you paid the bill.
I don't know, but it's not going at all. I can... Oh, it's gone now. It's
So
gone.
is the tea towel.
Wait a minute, there's a tea towel gone. Oh, what a hound. This always happens when you want to do something quickly, doesn't it? We're going now. Good, good. Right. What I did, while it's just simmering down, I just put some flour and stir that into there because we want to make this sauce. Now what we actually did, you use the sauces from the pan, and you're going to need a little bit of flour into this to thicken it up. So just sprinkle some flour on like that first. Have you got a whisk there, Pete, just in case it goes lumpy?
Yes, here I
Right.
can use mine.
And then what I actually did was, thank you, just leave it there for me.
Right.
What
Don't
you actually
take that, would
do
you?
is just do this with some flour. I put a little bit too much in it. Now this juice that I made from the giblets, I put into it 1 onion chopped, stalk of celery, couple of bay leaves, some parsley, and some white wine, 1 cup of white wine, and then filled it up with the juice itself with some water, and just simmered that for about 2 hours. So that goes in as well, like that.
Should I take those from you?
And no, I just want you to take, you can just leave that there. Take that would be a good
That's
idea.
what I just said.
So you can leave that there. And then just simmer this around. Now this is where I'm going to need the whisk because I've gone a bit lumpy. But then when this is actually cooked, what you're going to add to that now is 1/4 cup of Grand Marnier. So just let this boil up. You'll have to be a bit patient with this because you can't do everything at a time. So as I say, I'll repeat that. There was the giblets, 1 cup of white wine, enough water to cover, an onion, some bay leaves, stick of celery, and some parsley went in there. And that's all you do is just to do that, to add to it like that. And then when you've got that nut up and thickened slightly, just pour in about 1/4 to 1/2 cup of Grand Marnier. Now you can make this gravy in advance and either reheat it in a microwave or you can put it back on the stove in a pan and just reheat it before you serve it. I'm actually going to put this into a bowl now. And then when you've done that, if you don't want to use Grand Marnier, for example, don't worry because you could actually use some orange rind, finely grated orange rind, and also then after that about the juice of 1 orange. So that's all you do with this very quick and easy sauce. Pop that into a bowl. Just strain it all off. And then just leave that to one side. So I'll take that away. I'll just turn my ovens off and I'll disappear with this and keep it to one side and we'll reheat it
we're
later.
also, very well done, David.
Ooh,
You did that. You really,
delicious.
excuse me, it's very hot. I mean, summer out here is summer. Oh, a lovely drop that is. Now, that is what we call a New Zealand ham, and I must say boastfully that is a beautiful ham. What we did here is we cut all the skin off very carefully, just cut round the ham like that with a sharp knife, and then gently, usually you can drag it off or tear it, if not just ease it off very carefully with a knife till you get it off. We drew lines with a sharp knife. We've just started it with whole cloves. You could make a pattern if you wanted to, but I wanted to make it easier. And now what we're doing to this is just going to glaze it. So I'm going to put in here, it's a fairly big ham, I'm going to put about 8 tablespoons of raw sugar. Oh, the ants are going to love all this. 8 tablespoons of sugar, raw sugar I'm using. About a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. I didn't know there was a top on it. So we're getting the taste of cloves and cinnamon, which I think is very nice, like as I said earlier, pork apple pie. About 4 tablespoons of honey. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sounds very sweet, but we are making a very crystalline type glaze. And as a final thing to this, just to give, we hope, the nice colour to it, we're adding about 2 dessert spoons of dark soy sauce to this. Now, all you do is mix this round like this. Now, it doesn't matter with this. Oh, it's going to matter very much. Oh, now that's gone a bit gluggy, as you can see. Now, how I'm supposed to paint that on, I wouldn't know. So what we shall do, necessity is the mother of invention. I shall just soften this down with a little champagne. Saves me walking over to the tap. If I can kill the froth in it. So, as I say, it doesn't matter the sugar hasn't dissolved in this at all, because this will make it even more crystalline. So I'm just going to put this on like this, and then I'll brush it over properly. So when that sugar actually goes under the griller and is baked, it's going to caramelize even more than normal. Come on, I want some down there. Don't you do that to me. Just a brush. Glass is going to slip off my face. Just gently brush this through. I'm being a bit careless with this, but I can doll it up. But if you take a fraction of time with this, just get this through. It will, as it melts too, come down over the ham properly. I've got a little space there. Just put that down like that, and that's going in, and that's going to make it glaze. And as I say, with that sugar, it will caramelize and melt all over that and make a lovely topping. But where are you? I don't believe it's Christmas. You could have fooled me. Could you pop that away for me?
Look, all we're going to do is pop that in the oven. I couldn't resist it for you. I found it in there. Pop that in the oven, and you leave that there at 200 degrees Celsius, and you keep it in there for about 40 to 45 minutes until it goes nice and glazed and brown. Thank you.
I don't believe it. I really do not believe it. Now we've got here, get this going. Oh, that's the grill. I want this now. Now we're going to do some onions. David's going to do some force meatballs. I'll burn your face off in a minute. Dave, we put 60 grams of butter, wasn't it, in here? 60 grams of butter and about 2 onions that we've very finely chopped in here like this. And I'm just going to saute these over a moderate heat until they're just a lovely pale lemony colour. They mustn't be brown. This is to go with the turkey.
Now, I've got here for the chestnut and sausage meat stuffing, we've got 500 grams of sausage meat, mostly pork in here, because that's what you really need. Then you need 4 thick slices of bread, we're using brown, done in a food processor to make fresh crumbs, and put those in. Also 3 tablespoons of chopped parsley goes in there. And now I'd like the onions, Peter, please.
Voila, maestro, voila.
You're take this away for me.
Oh, well,
I don't want the
What
pot.
did your last slave die off?
Overwork.
Lack of money, I'll bet. Thank you.
Now you can actually leave those to cool down, but you don't have to. Now just mix it all together like this as quickly as you can. It always takes longer, doesn't it? So that's the onions, 2 onions, as I say, finely chopped, done in about 60 grams of butter, 4 pieces of bread, thick bread, and then you do that down and so that that goes into crumbs. And then we're going to add to it now. Now I've got here, this is actually chestnut puree, which is tinned. It's about 200 grams. It's about half a large can of chestnut puree in there. If you don't want to buy this and you want to do your own, you just get some chestnuts and boil them after you've peeled them in some milk, a combination of milk and water until they're nice and soft. So that goes in as well. Mix that all in, and then if it's really very dry, you would add an egg to it and then leave it in the fridge to all go melded together with all the flavours. And then lastly, what you do add to that, if I can get it down to a sufficient sort of paste, it takes a while, as I say, but it's well worth the effort because the chestnuts do give it a lovely flavour, is get some lemon rind.
Take them off the tree.
And just do that, and just grate in about the rind of one medium-sized lemon, just to give it extra flavour. And then finally, all you do is shape those into balls, as they are called, force meatballs, about the size of a golf ball, like this. If you're doing it, or just mix that together, I suppose, first, be a good idea, wouldn't it be? Oh, shut up! It looks like somebody's hat.
That's what I just said. What's that made around of outer space or whatever? Star Wars?
Darth Vader, you don't even know who's on.
Well, I'm not familiar with these people.
Just shape them like this into balls about this size. About the size of golf balls. Now what you can do is either cook them around the turkey if you want to, or you can alternatively then, if you don't want to cook them around the turkey, you can put them in a baking dish and put some melted butter or clarified butter or a little bit of oil over them and bake them separately for approximately about 25 minutes until they're nice and browned.
So they are lovely. It's a nice addition. Now also we're going to do, it gets very hot in our summers out here in New Zealand. Whilst we are doing the traditional things of a turkey and a ham, we're going to add 2 salads to this, 2 cold salads. So the first one I'm going to do here is a pumpkin salad, and I've used about 1 kilo of what we call ironbark pumpkin out here, a very dark, solid pumpkin. Taken the skin off, cut it into cubes, and then I steamed it actually and just kept checking it so that I make sure it was not overcooked, because you don't want this to go mushy. So just put that aside. We're using this lovely pumpkin bowl. Now I'm going to make the actual dressing and filling. We've got here about 4 large spring onions I've cut up fairly finely, and a stalk.
Get the door for us, would you please?
Gosh, we've got all these people here. Not a soul will go to the front door for us. About 3/4 of a cup of chopped walnuts, and about 3 tablespoons of finely chopped parsley go in there like that. And then just mix a bit of pepper and salt to jazz it up a bit. So that's all it is: walnuts, parsley, and celery, and a little pepper, and a little salt. You know, we're mad on salt. I use salt very, very sparingly because it is not good for you. And finally, about a cup of mayonnaise. Now, preferably in here. And then if you just dig out another spoon out of there, please, so I can toss. Get this tip. This is the walnuts, I say, the celery, the spring onion, the mayonnaise, the parsley, and then just up it everywhere. And then just very gently fan
While you
this
do that,
out.
I want to go and get the rice.
Oh, righto. Righto. And then just gently fold this round like this. As I say, it's very important that you don't overcook. You'll spoil it. Just put a lid on it or cover it, and that goes in the refrigerator and is chilled until served for dinner.
Right, now always the final one we would do, because it is summer in New Zealand, put 2 cups of basmati rice with 2 cups of basmati rice in 4 cups of water in the microwave. With it takes about 17 to 20 minutes, so you can do it any way you like. And then we call it jewel because, as you can see, we've got the yellow, green, and then the red pepper, just fresh, not cooked in any way. And just pop that in and just turn that and put that through it like this, taking all the bits over the edge. I've got a spoon. We've finished with the force meat, if you don't mind.
Christmas,
just do that through, so that looks, as we said, a jewel salad. Just mind your own business a minute. I just want to do this nicely. And then if you wouldn't mind drizzling on, that's just a simple lemon juice and oil dressing with a little pepper and salt. You can add a little garlic, but it's not really worthwhile because the peppers make it nice.
You could add the little garlic, but he's left it on the side.
No, I didn't want to put the garlic.
Something.
Oh, that's what I left out the forced meatballs. I should have
that.
put garlic in the forced meatballs. Sorry about that, Pete. And then just mix that together like that. And then finally, you can just...
Can I reach this right?
Yeah, I just pour that into there. There you are.
Use your hands, they're clean.
No, I'll just do it like this.
But while we're using that combination, apart from it looks Christmassy, it also is a very pretty and a very simple salad. But I think, did you tell everybody that we use basmati rice?
Yes, I did.
We're very fond of basmati rice because it has a lovely perfumey taste to it.
That'll be enough for
That
that.
looks nice, doesn't it? Very
So there you
clever.
are, that's very simple.
clever. So the turkey is resting, the ham is glazing, we hope, most probably burnt to a
My
cinder.
eyes are glazing.
Not yet, nearly. The salads are chilled, so I think we'll change our clothes now, set up our dining room, and come and join us for dinner. But we've done the jeweled salad here. This was the rice and the 3 different coloured peppers with just a light vinaigrette dressing. This is the glazed ham, and you can see how the sugar actually did caramelise and leaves all that lovely glistening colour to it. Very pleased with that, I am. Very pleased.
And then also too, what we did, as we said earlier, we did the various things in here to go with the turkey. We just did game chips, which are very simple to do. And then also we've got here, for example, some little chipolatas, which we cut in half because they're fairly large. And then the bacon from the top of the turkey, which is also very nice. You can also add some extra. And just the forced meatballs, which have got the chestnut in as well. Our turkey, which has got, oh, of course, our lovely orange sauce in there. I nearly lost the spoon, didn't I?
We've just let hint of Grand Marnier.
The turkey itself, which is rather nice. And then just finally, the pumpkin salad, which is very simple, particularly for us in New Zealand at this time of the year.
And we've also got here, we've just found out our godson, by the way, loves champagne. We've got a beautiful ice carving here, which they've done. I think you'll get whose show it is, H&H. And it was done by Stephen Randall. Steve, this beautiful ice carving you've done for us is only a minor part of your magnificent work that you do. You've won a lot of gold medals, haven't you?
Well, I've competed in Japan for 4 years in a row, and for the last 2 years I've won gold for ice carving and snow carving in Japan in the national competition.
Yeah.
And also international snow carving. And next February I go to the Olympics. For the first time they're holding the snow carving Olympics in conjunction with the Winter Olympic Games in Calgary. And there's 29 nations competing, so it's quite an honour for New Zealand.
That is a simple one of yours, Steve. What
It's
else
just
have you done?
40 minutes this one.
Oh, really?
What is something of your
I can't even get ice cubes out of the tray at that time.
I've recently done one that was 6 reindeer and a sleigh with Santa on it, and that was about 4 hours work. I've done a merry-go-round in the States, which I won a gold for, which had 4 animals on it, and that was about 10 feet high by about 10 feet wide, and it took about 25 hours.
And you're going to do snow abroad, aren't you?
Well, I do snow and ice. The snow is much easier than the ice.
Oh, really?
In that the ice is, once you take it off, that's it.
Yeah.
The snow, you can put it back on again.
I see you break a bit off and shatter anything. Oh, I see you change
You just make slush and you put it back.
Well, I hope you get all the credit you deserve because you're a very talented and unacknowledged person.
Thanks,
Steve,
Steve.
thanks very much indeed.
We'd like to say thank you very much to all the people here. We'd like to say thank you
People,
for coming.
they're actually friends. Actually, they're friends. They're people,
So
but they're
to all
friends.
of you-
And to you at home, we hope you have the happiest and safest of Christmases. We will miss you, but we'll see you very soon. God bless you
Come
all.
on, my
And
little
where's our
godson
little
Simon?
lad?
Go and wave.
And his mum.
Wave
You
to
wave
the
out
people.
there to all
Say
those people,
goodbye.
the
That
aunties
way.
and uncles. No, you can't have a drink. Never, never, never. God bless you all.
Goodbye,
we'll see you
everybody.
soon.
We'll see
God
you
bless
soon. Bye-bye.
Who's going to eat? Let's come and
Come
eat.
on, you can all eat
Shall I do
now.
the ham?
Anybody want to help
Come
themselves?
on, no more with you. Come on, I'll do the ham. Who's got some
He was going to.
Coffee Anderson. I mean, we wanted to borrow some money if you're talking. What have we got here? Oh, down below, the game chips first. Oh, Merry Christmas, Noel, Noel, Noel. Phoebe, I wouldn't let you shut the mine.
Ah.